Thomas Keller, known for his restaurant in the Napa Valley, the French Laundry. Currently holding 7 Michelin stars and winning countless awards, is known for being a great chef. Prides himself on the food and ingredients, but he also prides himself in the training and passing on the knowledge onto future chefs.
If I can go back in time 100 years, I would feel at home walking in the kitchen the same way I feel at home today. I was very poor. I had lost my job at the hotel I was working at. I was peddling olive oil at Gelson's or Bristol Farms. I was the guy standing at the end of the aisle with a little table in front of me and pieces of bread with toothpicks in it and a little cup of olive oil. There was an article in the New York Times, having a dream is hard, living it is harder. It resonated with me, so I cut it out and it sat on my little makeshift desk, and I had people's names and phone numbers, and I started calling. Over 400 people I contacted. Finally accumulated about 51 who actually wrote checks. I mean, I'm so grateful for them, just you know, for their confidence in me. To sign your name to that check and give it to this middle-aged guy who had a checkered past.
Yeah, working at Checkers.
Right. We wouldn't be here today.
For the Gouger, it will change to say Australian Black Winter Truffle.
It's not about my restaurant, it's about our profession. We need to help elevate the standards of our profession. And by elevating the standards of our profession, we're elevating all of our restaurants. Hire the right person, give them the right training. And training's not 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, it goes on for as long as they're here. And then mentor them. And if you do those 3 things correctly, what happens is that person is better than you are. Because if they're not better than you are, then you've done a shitty job, right? And so every one of these young cooks has the opportunity to be better than I am, and I'm really proud to say that. When I was a young cook, in order for me to learn what the guy next to me was doing, I needed to have sense of urgency. So that when the chef said, oh, we need somebody to take the Saucier's place, I said, I'm ready. I've been watching him, I've been working with him, I know what he's doing, let me take the place. You have to be the person before the job is offered to you.
Well, it's interesting, I saw your copy of My Gastronomy back there, and the idea that if you treat something like you own it, you eventually will.
Right. Very interesting question. What makes a great chef? It's really hard to really pinpoint any one thing. You all know that there are so many details involved in what we do and so many individuals involved in what we do. So a great chef is really supported by so many others. And so I think what makes a great chef is surrounding yourself with those of like-mindedness, with a common vision, common goals, and in many ways are much smarter than you are. Remember that. Always work with people that are much smarter than you are. The only way to really get better is to play with those who can teach you and be better. So what I've tried to do with my entire career is surround myself with talented people, to realize the things that I didn't know. Some of my past failures were results of me thinking I knew how to do everything. I had a restaurant in New York City in the early 80s called Raquel. I thought I could be the chef, I thought I could run the dining room, and I thought I knew how to be a bookkeeper. I certainly could run a kitchen, but I didn't know anything about the dining room, nor did I know anything about bookkeeping, finances. So ultimately the restaurant failed. When I opened the French Laundry, I realized my mistakes, the mistakes I had made, and corrected that by hiring Laura Cunningham's here today, hiring Laura Cunningham to run my dining room, and having a proper person who knew about finances. So make sure that you surround yourself with those individuals who can help you. The other thing that we're very proud of, and something that has always been in this kitchen, even previous, and certainly in all of our kitchens, certainly our stars. And here we have 5 stars, and they represent 3 significant accolades for us. One is Forbes magazine, which gave us 5 stars for our restaurant. And restaurants aren't just about the food. Restaurants are about the service. They're about the ambiance. They're about the generosity of spirit that we try to convey to our guests. Also in those 5 stars are 4 stars, which is San Francisco Chronicle. our local food critic, Michael Bauer, has bestowed upon us 4 stars since 1995. So we're very proud of that. And of course, in those 5 stars also are 3 stars, and those 3 stars represent Michelin Guide. Our first 3-star rating was in 2007. So those things are very proud of us. The stars remind us of the responsibility that we have to not only to ourselves but to our guests to make sure that we maintain the level of expectations to achieve those kinds of accolades. Let's go over here. That's a good question. I think the most important thing about anybody who comes to work in a restaurant like ours, and certainly all of our colleagues I think have the same type of expectation. I think the most important thing is attitude. I think you have to have the right attitude to come into this. Correct, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The right attitude. You can come into a restaurant like this, into a kitchen like this. Whether you're in the dining room or whether you're in the kitchen, it's the same. It's that feeling that you can achieve what you want to achieve through collaboration, through teamwork, through critical feedback, which is so important for us. We're not always praising each other. We're more critical of each other than praise, even though we understand we've done some wonderful things. It's drilling down every day to the details and trying to figure out how we can do it better. So I think attitude is probably the most important thing.
The second is desire.
The second is?
Desire.
Desire, yeah. That strong desire to do something, yeah, that continues to burn every day.